Let's try this. I'm gonna wait until someone joins because I just streamed at 9 o'clock when I said I would for 30 minutes and I talked to no one. I talked for 30 minutes and had no one join. So I'm gonna wait until someone joins to see if they can actually see me. Okay. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I just streamed for 35 minutes and no one saw it. Okay. Well, let's stream for another 30 minutes. Okay. Let me grab my water again. Okay. Well, all right. So, okay. So, let's, hi. Yeah, Paige, I don't know what it was. I was texting my friend too. Oh, you'll get it. And then it's awful. You'll get it. Okay. I'll post it and leave it just so everyone can see how I was talking to myself for 35 minutes and wondering where everyone was. Okay. Sorry I'm late. I technically wasn't really late. I started streaming at 9 and no one showed up. I am Grace, and I am the host of Fresh Baked WTW here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well under the same name. Hello. As some of you may have noticed that I have been missing in action, and that is because I contracted the novel 2019 COVID 2019 coronavirus. Happy birthday, Disney fan. All right, so this live stream, which Joy, I think my connection is going out. This is just a great day for me. I need one more comment to let me know I'm back on live. Okay, Trooper, we're all having connections. Am I back? Do we know I'm back? Okay. I turned off my Wi-Fi, so maybe that will help, and I'll just use my data. Okay. All right, and I think I saw Miss Jenny. I need to shout out Miss Jenny. Hi, Miss Jenny. Okay. All right, so back to what I was saying. I contracted COVID-19. All right, so I am going to be doing some quick explaining. I'll do a quick timeline run through of my symptoms. It's very unorganized, but it's going to be more organized than I was earlier. Yeah, postnatal, I don't know. I started streaming at 9 and I streamed for 35 minutes talking to no one. Very unorganized. So that apparently is going to be uploaded while I'm talking to you guys because it was already processing by the time I restarted this. So you're going to see a very unorganized Grace saying basically the same things, but I'm going to be a little bit more organized now. Okay, so we're doing a quick rundown of my symptoms and my timeline, and then I'll just briefly touch on Grace future at Disney. Okay. Also, I have my little cup of water here, so if I start going, that's why. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So I was doing fine and dandy all the way up until June 18th. June 18th was my first day of my symptoms. So basically, I woke up with congestion in my nose, and there are often days where I would do that. I've had congestion in the morning since I can remember, right? So I didn't really think anything of it. And then by about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, I'm gonna get to that, I don't know, about 1 and 2 in the afternoon, I started to feel like weak, just like general sickness, tiredness. And then about 30 minutes later, I felt the heat come on in my body. I started to feel feverish and I was like, oh, this is not good. So I immediately put myself in my room, took a hot shower, tried to sweat it out, and that was my Thursday. So Friday, I woke up still feeling feverish. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sweat this thing out. So I put a bathing suit and I went to my private pool in my house. It's our pool. No one else swims in it. And I got in an inner tube and I sat out in the sun for about 3 minutes to try to sweat out the sickness. Didn't work. Then I took another shower, tried to sweat it out in the shower like a sauna. Didn't work. So then I was like, oh, this is not good. So I said to my dad, I was like, I feel hot. I feel like I have a fever. And we don't have a thermometer at our house, but we have like an outside temperature reader used for like. My dad got it and scanned my forehead and it said 93 degrees Fahrenheit. And I was like, well, I don't know what normal outside temperature is. He's like, well, here, scan me. So then I scanned his head and he was 83 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, take that as you will. So I never officially got my temperature taken, but that's where we stood. So that was Friday. And my mom was actually out of town because we were having the air conditioning installed that day. Long story. She came home and I was in my room, of course, sleeping on and off. And she was like, are you feeling okay? And I was like, no. And so then she closed the door and that was the last time I saw her for 2 weeks. You work in pharmacy and thermometers are still hard to come by. Yeah. So 97, is that outside temperature too? Like just scanned our like outside forehead. I don't know what internal body temp is. So, okay. So that was Friday night. Now I woke up. Now, if you guys get like squeamish with some medical things, it's going to get a little detailed, but I feel like I just need to explain what my actual symptoms were. So still have congestion, still have body aches, still have fever, tiredness. I could sleep all day. I woke up at about 1 a.m. on Saturday, then it would have been. I'm reading all the temperature stuff. Normal body temp is supposed to be 96, 90. Oh my goodness, 98.6 standard internal temperature. Thank you. Okay, so now we're at 1 a.m. on Saturday. I woke up and I started feeling nauseous. So I ran to the bathroom and I vomited. And it was just bile because I really hadn't eaten anything that day before because I was just too tired. I was sleeping on and off. So it was not fun. It was very spicy. And I crawled back in my bed and I slept again for another long hours. Hello, Alfred. Welcome to this wonderful conversation we're having. That's the core temp. The skin itself couldn't be colder. Okay. Hello, Heidi. All right, so now it's Saturday morning, normal morning hours, like 8 or 9, and I'm like, I should really. So I start looking at like CVS and Walgreens, and none of the sites are open. And it's a Saturday. Sorry, that's my straw. This evening, we are talking about my COVID-19 experience because I had it. Hello from Louisville, Kentucky. I've done a whole bile dry heave thing. Super fun. Yeah, it is fantastic. Super fun time. So again, I was looking for COVID testings on Saturdays in my area, in the Tampa area in Florida. Now, I don't know if you've been watching the news, but Florida is kind of not in a good place right now as far as cases. Yeah, so there was not a lot of sentiment. Luckily, my dad found a pop-up site in a Home Depot parking lot an hour south of where. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can drive an hour. I don't think I could make it. And he's like, well, you don't have to drive, I'll take you. And remember, he's high risk. My whole family is high risk. So I was like, Walgreens is only Dade, Broward. Yeah, that's like Miami South for those who don't Florida anatomy. Which is about 4 to 5 hours from me. Okay. So my dad, bless his heart, he had on his mask, I had on my mask. I sat in the car. We outcycled the air in the car so it wasn't like being recycled, had the windows down, and he drove an hour south to like Breda kind of area, and went to a Home Depot, and in the parking lot they had an actual like pop-up tent, and got my swab, a double nasal swab. So they stuck the little swab up my nose for 10 seconds on this side, and then the other side they swabbed side for even though he wasn't showing signs. We were there, it was free, so we had it. So after that, I had rested in the car, and I had been sleeping on and off the 2 days prior, so I was kind of awake and alert. But when they stuck the stuff up my nose, the little swab, it kind of cleared my congestion and kind of like broke everything up. So now I had a runny nose, general soreness, tiredness, and my fever had broke when I vomited that Saturday morning. So my fever was gone, but I was experiencing those other symptoms. Okay. Sunday, my aches were kind of gone, but I started to get dizzy, like vertigo, real bad. And I didn't because I had been laid down for like 3 days in a row, or if it was a sign of or a symptom of COVID, but I had terrible vertigo for a few hours. The old brain poke swab, I've done that and tested a positive thing. Anyway, where was I? Sunday, again, it was just kind of like, I luckily never had like deep cough or difficulty breathing. Now, I would get winded if I were to like, go up and about, like in my room or to the bathroom, but that might have just been because I was weak from laying in bed. I don't know. But just laying down or sitting down, I was never winded or hard of breathing. So luckily that wasn't bad for me. So I had to call out of work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are the only 3 days I work in a week, so I only work part-time. So luckily my job has the program where you can use your COVID days, so you don't have to use your normal sick days and still get paid. So I used the 3 days for that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And those days I was just kind of feeling general cold. Like I just felt like I had a really bad cold because I was just congested and just weak and tired. So recap on the dates so far. I'm looking at my calendar. Thursday the 18th, I felt the first symptom, which was fever. Got tested on the 20th, Saturday. And then on Wednesday the 24th, I got an email saying your test results are in. I opened it and it said the official name for it, which is like SARS-CO- detected. It didn't say positive, it said detected. And then it gave like a list of resources if you need it. Everything kind of already fallen into place because I just had assumed. I do have a new background. Let's take a pause for a second. Yes, this is my tapestry background. It no longer matches my curtain. That's reversed. That was very confusing. And it's just little blue with the little castle, which is now out of date because the castle pink. But there you go. Okay, so Wednesday I got the email saying that I was positive, and my dad got the email saying he was negative, so that's a good thing. Then I was just hardcore in my room. Like my dad didn't even open the door to my bedroom because he had been doing that to kind of like get dishes and stuff. But then it was just close. I would get my meals from my parents. They would drop it off at my bedroom door. They would knock, they'd leave the hallway, and when they left, I would open the door and get the Food. Yes. So I want to pause and answer Paige's questions. He said, "Did Jose get it?" Jose's my boyfriend. That's hard to kind of answer because he hasn't been tested since the outbreak. But back in February, he and his whole family had this really and like nasal congestion or runny nose. And the doctors all like, it's probably pneumonia. But they weren't really sure. Of course, that's all their private information too. I don't want to give all that out. But their whole family was sick. And his dad was actually sick for quite a few weeks. And luckily they all got through it, but then that was that. And all have been healthy since then. So we have talked about it, and we think maybe they even had it before we even knew it. But no, I've been tested. He has not taken a test to my knowledge. But we've been socially distanced since the moment I started showing signs. So, and it's been now 3 weeks till the day. Yeah, Jenny Machado is Jose's mother, and she says we all see. But no, so it's been, tomorrow will be exactly 3 weeks from my first symptom, and I actually had the and I don't know the exact title, but it's like the Hillsborough County Health Task Force or someone, because I did test positive. They got my information. Obviously I was reported to the government and all that fun stuff. So they called me and they asked, they gave me like, well, since you've been symptomless for this many days and these were your symptoms and you tested on this day, blah blah blah, they're like, now have been cleared, you can resume practice social distancing and all that. So good stuff. Okay, so basically that was the rut of it. Now I do want to say the same day I had vomiting, I did also main symptoms. It was congestion throughout the whole thing, congestion in my nose, stuffy nose. I had fever for about 8 hours. I vomited once. I had the runs, and general soreness, weakness. I had a little bit of vertigo, and that was about it. Yeah, so it still has been hard to like talk for long periods of time, and I'm now running on almost 45 minutes of talking straight, so we're getting a little hoarse. But that was basically my timeline, and I did miss what is Fresh Baked, and are you a family or a group of friends? We're all of that. So Fresh Baked is a YouTube channel. The main channel, Fresh Baked, is doing California, Disneyland, and Disney's California Adventure, whereas this one, we're doing Walt Disney World here in Florida. And we're a YouTube channel, Baked Fresh Daily, and we are a family. Join muffins. That's muffins. Yeah, so that's that. Need another sip. So no, I've been very fortunate. I didn't have to go to the hospital. I never had like trouble breathing. So yeah. Carrie says, I missed most of this, but it sounds like you're doing better. I'm so glad. I am doing significantly better. It's still lingering. We'll kind of like segue into my next quick topic I want to talk about. And yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, let me gather my thoughts here because this is going to get real. Okay. Paige, thanks for being here since day one with Laramie. Same. Okay. So the future of me at Disney for the foreseeable future. And I do not want at all. Oh, I'm sorry, Joy. I'm so sorry. That's awful. That's part of what I'm getting at. So I seem to have survived this, obviously. But I'm worried that if I were to contract a different strand of it or a different version of it, I am worried that if I were to put myself in a high traffic location, such as an amusement park, that I would maybe contract another version of it and then knock me out. I know people saying that, you know, because I've passed it, that I have antibodies. And I do believe that to some extent, but because the virus is just so new and we don't know exactly how long the antibodies would last, how many different strands are, you know, it's just it's very, very, very risky. And so far, again, I've passed the 2 weeks of you know, what the contagious period, and luckily no one's in my family's gotten sick, but everyone in my family is high risk. So I just need to be a little bit extra careful. And that was another thing I wanted to touch on too. My physical symptoms I've already explained, but for me, again, because my physical symptoms were not nearly as bad as a lot of people are fortunately going through, my mental health nosedived. It was not good mentally for me. I felt like a number, like a statistic on the news. And I just felt a lot of emotional turmoil because my whole family is high risk. And the moment I got it, there were a few family members that wanted to shame me for getting it. I don't know. Because they were like, you know, if any one of us gets it, it's your fault. And of course, I don't want to be responsible for that. And there's no really way to prove that it would have been for me because everyone's been going out too, going to Publix, going to the beach, going to the restaurants. So I don't know. It was just very mentally draining for me. And being able to like come back out and see actual human beings like face to face again was just, and I didn't care what time of the day I woke up or slept. It was just mentally awful. Mentally awful. Antibody thing is still uncertain. I've studied my job. Exactly. Joy, just because you've had it doesn't mean you won't get it again. Unfortunately, there was a story of someone who had it and got it again. Exactly what I'm saying. Jana, Grace, how dare they shame you? I'm so sorry you experienced that. It's not your fault. Yes. Thank you, Allie. Sharing this, so brave and generous of you. Thank you. I'm glad that I am able to come on and explain my experience. Obviously, it's completely different for every other single person, but I'm glad that I'm able to share my story experience. No one should be at amusement parks. Stay safe. That's the tea. The mental thing. There was one other thing I wanted to touch on before I'm back at how I feel about amusement parks. Something about me having it again. I can't remember. Oh well. Oh no, I wanted to talk about where I think I contracted it. I'll give a quick timeline. The last time I ate inside of a restaurant was March 10th, and it was at TGI Fridays. Okay. I know that wasn't important, but okay. That was the last time I ate at a restaurant, like ate in. I've taken out from restaurants. I've ordered Uber Eats and had it delivered. But that was the last time I ate in a restaurant, March 10th. And I'm going to like Target, didn't go to Walmart, but like Target and Publix a few times for food or like other items, like if I needed shampoo or toothpaste, things like that, necessities. I did go on the keto diet at some point in like end of May, early June. Picture perfect afternoon. At some point I started the keto diet, so I had to keep going to Publix and Target to get food for that diet. So yeah, I would go to the store for food. I went to Disney Springs on Sunday, June 7th. And again, my first symptom was the 18th. So it was not, it was a week and a half. It was a week, and I was looking at the calendar. It was a week and a half. So if we're going to say it was from Disney, then I had it for a week and a half before showing symptoms. Does it have to be the full 14 days? No, I don't think so. Because again, you can start showing signs like 5 days, or it could be 2 weeks, right? So I think because we still don't know all that detail, it could very well have been from Disney Springs. That was the highest traffic location that I went to. But again, I was going out to Publix and Target in stores to buy food, and like I did go to CVS to get some candy. Oops. But yeah. Okay, I want to touch on that. So that kind of segues into the future, right? So today, yesterday and today were a cast preview, and then tomorrow and the day after is annual pass holders, and not been, excuse me, but yeah, that's what I think. It's hard. All right. It's hard, right? Because I love amusement parks. I did wear a mask the whole time. Signal getting bad again. Let me turn off my fan. I'll be right back. Stay here, everyone. My fan is on. I don't have the best connection in my room because my room is literally the farthest from the router. So hopefully I turn my fan off. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Couldn't get into age previews. I didn't even try. So obviously I love theme parks, right? I've been, I have an annual pass for Busch Gardens, I have an annual pass for Universal, and I have an annual pass for Disney currently. I honestly don't know if I'm going to renew any of them next year, but that's too far ahead. I know I'm not going to be, I don't know, I'm kind of like beating around the bush and avoiding what I really want to say. I'm just going to say it. I am absolutely terrified of going out to Disney. Okay, I said it. I was nervous to go to Disney Springs. Very nervous, but I knew that y'all needed new content, and you know, I wanted to do it, and I thought it would be safe, and it was. But the thing is though, there's still always a chance to get it. I don't care how much safety, how much hand sanitizer Disney hands out. Okay, Disney Adventure Vlog says, was there any merch for Splash Mountain? The retheming. So I didn't specifically look for Splash Mountain. I'm sure there should have been something, but I'm sure that's like way blown out of the portion right now. Thank you, Benjamin, saying, don't worry about us, we'll still be here. And your health is more important than content. Thank you. I've heard from others they wore mask distance also. I always wore my mask. I used the little hand sanitizer all the time. I didn't touch my face after we were done. I don't think. I wore mask. I stayed away. I didn't touch anything that I wasn't going to buy. Like I didn't touch anything unless I bought it. I'll check and see how Disney will do at Animal Kingdom with social distancing. And I'll touch on that here in a second. Yeah, so I followed the rules. Like I did everything, and I still contracted it. Whether it was at Disney, I don't know. The timing does kind of work out pretty well. Yeah. Something that I've always been told ever since I was a wee lass. I remember I was very small, and my mom was driving us into Disney for the day, and there was a car accident right like kind of like underneath the archway. If you ever go to Walt Disney World, as you drive in, there's a giant archway. And I remember saying, oh, that's so sad that they got into a car accident on Disney. And my mom said something pretty profound that, well, Disney is just like part of Earth. That goes the same for viruses, for any location. You can go to a restaurant and they say, we sanitize every seat before you sit down. It says have masks and face shields, contactless payments. You can do all of this, but if you come wherever you are, no matter how many times a table has been cleaned, you can still contract the virus. And that, I mean, they know that too. Like that, they have to have that sign in front saying, if you walk in here, you're taking that risk. You know, because it's real life. It's what we're living in right now. And I know that's not like an unhappy thing to say as I'm wearing, you know, mini ears on my head with a castle in the background. But it's reality. This is serious. This is real. I'm very, very, very lucky that I never had it really that bad. David is going live tomorrow at Deadtown Disney at 7 p.m. Just a little heads up. Thank you. I'll try to pop on and see that. Don't get me wrong. I went to Disney Springs. Y'all saw the video. I went. But you just can't. You can't rely 100% on Disney to make everything safe because it's impossible. Disney's a business. Disney's a company. It's not outside of the realm of reality. Sorry. From what I've seen, Trooper Disney's actually doing well. You know, and I agree. I've watched vloggers go from SeaWorld Gardens to Universal and, you know, this at Disney. I think Disney is handling it better than any of the other parks. I think Universal is second, and I think SeaWorld Entertainment is third. I didn't watch Legoland, but I don't know. I can't really talk on that. So that's that. I'm glad to see you're doing well. Virus is no joke. Exactly. It's real. It's real. I'm sorry. It's real. I wanted to touch on something. I don't remember what it was. I think I agree with everyone saying if you don't feel safe, don't go, because that's kind of how I feel. And not just for, hi Jose, everyone was asking about you. I've seen Legoland and they're not mandating masks. That's awesome. Only suggestion I would say is avoid any rides that involve getting wet all over, especially if your mask is wet. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. I don't know. And it stinks because I know what Disney means to some people, and especially people who don't get to come to Disney as often as I do. And, you know, if you get an opportunity to come down, I understand how excited it can be, even in this craziness. But I just don't, I want to make sure that people are safe. Jose and his mom are in this chat right now, and this is very interesting. Disney can help entertain you and provide magic through all this madness. See, and you can up on the train station, and it can bring you, you know, even just a river of magic. You can ride Carousel Progress again and hear There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, or ride Space Mountain and relive all your, you know, things that you've been missing for 4 months. But you may be longing for a Disney that doesn't exist anymore. Or at least right now. Doesn't exist currently. don't go back until you're completely comfortable. And I agree. And that's not just like for me, but like for others. If you don't feel like all day, don't go. If you don't think you can keep your kids under control and have them not run into people if you're trying to social distancing, don't go. If you don't feel comfortable, not the way that you expected it, hold your everyone's phone. Oh my gosh. Stephen Crawford with the $99 donation. Here's a little something to make your day better. Maybe buy tons of churros. Much. I appreciate it. And I think that is actually going to go to a handheld, like little, not like a gimbal type thing, like a little tripod, because I noticed in my Disney Springs vlog, it was very shaky because I had phone, and I was looking into some of these little handheld stabilizers so that way I'm seasick the next time I upload it. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Gotta be a lot of Krusty Burgers. Thank you. And Jose gifts me with the $9.99, $10. Trace comment. So glad to see you're doing better. I have been you. Yeah. So I got everything kind of off my chest. I love Disney. I think they are doing social distancing and cleaning and sanitizing better than any of the other amusement parks that I've seen. But yeah. Shaky Cam is like the OG Fresh Baked Classic. It's true. That's why I kind of felt a little bit better because I was like, David used to do it. Does my video keep stopping? I'm pretty much done. I gave my timeline. You can, when I finish this, you can go back and reach it. But yeah, it's all here. For those of you who may have missed the beginning of this one, I started filming on time at 9. I filmed for 35 minutes. It was very discombobulated and unorganized because I was talking to no one because apparently it didn't send any notification out. So you watch that one too. Apparently it's being uploaded. Innocent and empathetic of your service. Yes. Thank you again to Steven, and thank you to Jose, and thank you to the other person who donated $2 at the beginning, and I can't remember their name. I'm so sorry, but thank you. I appreciate everyone. Oh yeah, Jose's at work. Bye, Jose. But yeah, so I that's all that I have to say. If anyone wants to comment something or ask my opinion, we can go ahead. Disney Adventure Blogs, thank you. Thank you, Disney Adventure Blogs. Thank you, Jose, and thank you, Spin, for donations. And thank you everyone else for liking, and watching and commenting and just engaging with me. This is the most social I've had in a long time, so this is very helpful for me. Just even looking at myself in my little viewfinder, I look happier than I have you. I will have a good night. Thank you. And I will continue to get better. Thank you all for, keeping me in your heart and like keeping me in your thoughts. I've been getting messages checking up on me. So thank you so much for that. Yeah. Social distancing before social distancing was a thing. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Kimberly. Even if you don't go back, do your movie Mondays when you can. I will. I am intending to. For the last 2 weeks is I haven't really been able to talk, but obviously I've been talking now for over an hour, 30 minutes, which you haven't seen yet. But yeah, apparently I can talk again for enough time to film a Hercules movie Monday. So I will start to continue that now. So glad you're okay, Grace. Take care. Thank you. You seem life and realistic. Great. Thank you. The Virgo energy in me, I guess. Yeah. So I want to say thank you again for checking up on me. Thank you for continuing to support this channel, even though I'm not active for quite some time. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for supporting Fresh Baked over in California too. Doing great stuff. Support what he does. Yeah. All right. So that's gonna do it here for me. Feel free to rewatch this, and assuming that this crazy one that was uploaded before will be there too. Enjoy watching that as well. Thank you guys for joining me on this random Wednesday night live stream so late in the evening. I appreciate you. I love you. Stay safe, wear a mask, be kind to each other, and just have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.